join me in welcoming Ms. Lombardo and Mr. Culha for their workshop on Unleash the Collective Strength workshop. Ms. Lombardo, who is about to be a BSc Psychology graduate specializing in organizational psychology at the Erasmus University in Rotterdam in the Netherlands, and Mr. Culha, who is a soon-to-be MSc Business Information and Management student from Rotterdam School of Management in Netherlands. Ms. Lombardo and Mr. Culha, the floor is yours.
Alert from system.
Thank you. Thank you for the nice introduction. Wow, I feel very important. Thank you very much. No, in the end, we're just students like all of you, just a couple years older and a bit further on in the journey. I'm just going to share my screen. I really hope technical difficulties will not be present today. Can you see my screen? Yeah, okay, perfect. So welcome everyone. Welcome to this. Oh, wait a second. Someone is having fun. Yeah. Go creativity.
You can disable that. It's probably best to do that right away. So,
Yes.
Go to the annotation bar that you have at the top, press more, and then disable participation annotees, whatever. And then just clear your screen, either using the pen function, or I'm sure that there's like a little garbage can. You can use that as well.
Garbage can.
The pencil function also has like an eraser to clear the screen as well.
Yes. Okay, great. I'm
Wonderful.
Sorry, your art.
Sorry about that.
We need to wait a little bit for your art skills this afternoon. Welcome to this workshop. So this workshop is called Unleash the Creative Strength. It's really going to be very hands-on. We're not going to go much into theory. We're not going to go much into very detailed things. It's just for you guys to have fun. And so before we do that, we have a small energizer. I understand you guys have been sitting down for some time, so we'll just get some ideas flowing and rolling before we get into the workshop. So if you guys can all scan this QR code, please. I hope this works as well. If it doesn't, please let me know. I can also share with you the actual code. Okay, I will also just share with you the actual, reshare my screen. Cool, people are starting to put things in. Can you see this now? So if you go to menti.com and you put the code 43369827, you can, so for people who don't have their mobile phone, you can also put in the code like this. Yes, two people with questions. You can put your camera and unmute yourself. Or put it in the chat. Show the QR code. Yes, I'll go back to my other screen. While the answers are rolling in. Here, a bit more QR code, and then we'll check what people have been saying. What was the code again? This is the QR code, and now in 2 seconds, I'm going to go to the actual code. Okay, let's switch screens again. Okay, can you see this now, the word cloud coming up? Yeah, okay, so when you hear the term sustainability, what is the first thing that comes to your mind? People are saying green, future, stable, interesting, long term. Okay, environment, yes. Global economy, yeah. SDG, okay. I think we have quite some people on this already. Perfect. Awareness, money, maintenance. Okay, these are all things very good. You guys are all on the same page. We're going to be actually looking at these now. So I will close this for now, and we can go back to the actual presentation now that you are, I hope, a bit more energized. So before we get into the actual content of this workshop, we'll quickly introduce ourselves so you have kind of a name to the face and it's not just two random strangers talking to you. So my name is Giulia. I'm from Italy, but I've never actually lived there. I've been traveling around my whole life in different places. And I'm currently studying psychology. I actually have one more week of my bachelor and then I'm done, and I'll start my master's next year in September. That's why you see Freud. He's not actually an uncle or a family member. He's Freud, one of the founding fathers of psychology. And then, as you can see, I really enjoy traveling. I hope soon we can travel again, hopefully this summer. Now, pass the stick to Burak.
Hello, everyone. My name is Burak, and I'm originally from Turkey. I came to the Netherlands to study my bachelor's, and I graduated from International Business Administration from Erasmus University Rotterdam. I'm studying my master's at the moment, and I'm almost finalizing it on business information management. And at the moment, I'm working at the global analytics team of Heineken. During my bachelor's, I was involved with the Amnesty International here in Rotterdam. I was in the board. And just a fun fact about me, I am really passionate about Latin rock music. So if there's anyone else who's interested, they can send me a message after the workshop.
Great, thank you. And so now quickly also about our organization. So almost a year ago, we actually sat in a cafe, which I guess influenced the name of our kind of startup. So we are Global Cafe, which is an initiative from students to students. So we want to build, or we are building, this community of like-minded people to connect about topics of similar matters. So if it's sustainability, if it's studying abroad, if it's being a global citizen, all these things are actually of really big interest to us. And so we want to really show people who don't have those connections, or just get people to start talking with other people. And so, yeah, if you can scan our QR code would be great. You can stay up to date, contact us if you have any specific questions, because one thing or two things we do. One is, where is this? Okay. One is we build this community. So for example, we connect you with other international students who have gone through something similar that you've gone through, or also we connect you with mentors. So people actually working and being in organizations, let's say it's your dream company, we can connect you with someone and we can help you get there. Then we also, we are offering this platform, like I said, and then we provide ongoing learning and development, which is a bit like this workshop today. So it can be about SDGs, it can be about exactly what steps you have to do to study abroad, all things like this.
Then you might ask, okay, but why are you doing this? So our first goal is just give back to society, because we were lucky enough to be able to study abroad, to live in another country than of our origin. So just to share experiences. Secondly, I think we would just like to give you the idea that getting into a good university actually is not equivalent to spending crazy amounts of money. So especially in emerging countries, for example, let's take Turkey, there are these educational consultants that somehow guarantee you to, let's say, enroll in an Ivy League school or any other really quality high school in the world by just paying them this specific money, right? But no, we are just trying to share with you that if you know where to go, if you have a specific goal in your mind, then by following the certain steps, for example, studying for the exams, studying, I don't know, doing certain extracurriculars, etc., you can even get many scholarships. And yeah, there is no limit in what you can achieve. That's the main goal we're trying to share with you.
Yeah, exactly. And then, of course, if you have any questions, just connect with us. And at the end, we can have a little question round as well for these things. So now the main part of this workshop, sustainable development goals. This has become such a buzzword, such a crazy, like everyone is talking about the sustainable development goals. Even companies like Coca-Cola, which you could question how sustainable are they? If you go to their website, you will see that they have a sustainability report. If this is greenwashing or not, I leave this up to you. But you know, it's such a big topic.
Yeah, just to give a quick recap on it. So the Sustainability Development Goals are introduced by the United Nations in 2015 as a blueprint to kind of like offer a framework for the planet, peace and prosperity. So yeah, there are different pillars of it. So working towards overcoming inequality around the world, which is a people aspect, saving our resources, which is on the planet aspect, and of course, peace and prosperity as well. However, this last pillar is, in our opinion, is one of the most important aspects. So SDG 17 aims to create partnerships between these other goals, right? And I think this is how SDGs differentiate, because they offer this framework for you to create the collective action, which can be more beneficial than doing individual actions one at a time. It can help us reach to our goals in a better and an easier fashion.
Yeah, exactly. And because of this collaboration, because of this partnership, we are all stakeholders of a shared planet. We all live on this planet. We all want to make sure it's prosperous. We all want to help it for the future. And in our own small little actions, we can do this, and not just for us, but those who will come in the future. And Ban Ki-moon, he was the ex-Secretary General of the United Nations. He says that be a global citizen, act with passion and compassion, and this is our moral responsibility. This is exactly it. Even if you're 3 years old or you're 50 or whatever, it doesn't matter. You can still make a difference, and you have to make a difference. It's your responsibility. It's your right to actually do this. So the question is, will you play your part? And more importantly, do you know what your part is? That is what we're going to get into today.
So in line with the larger theme, youth empowerment, we would just like to give you some tangible examples of these collective actions. So this is a research conducted, and then this here shows us what 500 schools could do if the students from these schools came together and worked collectively. For example, this study shows that all these students would have the chance to converge a community of over 3 million individuals. For example, via different campaigns, social media campaigns, posts, or even, like, let's say, by collecting petitions, etc. And additionally, it could influence over 30% of the nation's wealth. Well, if you think about it, it's quite a staggering amount, right? As for the electricity, like energy savings, if all of these students could try to do a small action by themselves, in total, they could conserve 1 gigawatt of energy per month. Just to give an idea, this is equivalent to 1 billion watts. So with a 9-0, it's a crazy amount. And as well as recycling 6 billion liters of water each month, and also reducing waste production by 24 million kilograms per month. If you think about it, 500 schools is almost one city. If one city can change this much, imagine if the world came together and took a collective action, how much we could change.
Yeah, exactly. But then, we see all these numbers, we can be fascinated. Oh my gosh, 1 billion kilowatts. This is amazing. Things that we can't even imagine. But at the same time, like, why, as me as a student, or me as, I don't know, someone living in the Netherlands, why should I care? Why should I actually act towards these SDGs? Well, there's actually many, many, many reasons why. For starters, you're actually working towards your future, working towards your planet. You're all contributing towards the development of the world in order to make it sustainable and prosperous. Also, collectively, we need to work together to make a positive impact on the planet. Also, for example, if you're applying to universities or you're applying to jobs, if on your CV it shows you that you are working in the sustainability industry, or you're doing things to become more sustainable, if it's in the social or economic or environmental way, it's actually going to look very highly about you, and it's also going to differentiate you from everyone else. So really, it's also for your own personal development. Of course, the planet is so important, but also yourself, you can learn. And also by just learning and understanding these SDGs, you can unlock so many benefits that they can also bring. And so this was a quick introduction, because actually the core of this whole workshop is we want you to discuss and we want you to become part of it. And so we're going to do something called Act to Impact. So this quote says that we cannot permit ourselves to postpone certain agendas for the future. This is exactly what we want to show. Like, as we said, if you're one person, if you're 10,000 people, really, like, don't postpone it. Don't say, it's too expensive. There's always this mindset that the sustainability is expensive. You need so much money, or you need the whole world following you. But that's not the case. Even if you just don't buy plastic bottles anymore and you bring your own water bottle everywhere, this is already such a huge impact. It's already saving so much CO2 and avoiding things going into the landfill. And so we want you to kind of get a taste of what decision making looks like and how you really, in your own, I don't know, words, voice your opinions, can actually do something. And so we have a little challenge for you guys. So we're going to be putting you, I hope, Natalie, it's a bit difficult, you guys are quite some, but we're going to be putting you in groups, in breakout rooms, and we're each going to, so I'm going to put a case or different cases in the group chat, and then you take the case that is corresponding with your breakout room number. So please remember that number. And you guys are going to look at different social problems. There's one in Pakistan, there's one in Costa Rica, Peru, and China. And you have a solution, you have a problem, you have the challenges that that problem can lead to, but then you also have 3 possible solutions. And we would love for you to discuss these solutions together and really decide which one you think is best. You can even debate it, discuss it, like really just get all your ideas out there. And then after 10-15 minutes are up, because we're a bit limited, we'll come back to this breakout room and we're going to, this plenary discussion, and we're going to discuss it all together and yeah, see what you guys came up with. We're just curious. We just want your ideas to start rolling. And please remember, this is to have fun, and we're very curious to hear your ideas. So I'm going to stop sharing and I'm going to put the cases in the chat. And yeah, I hope the breakout rooms are almost ready. I don't know, Natalie, how that's going.
Okay, so there's 171 of us, so I'm gonna make as many rooms as I can if there's no limit. So let me just check that.
That would be perfect. That would really help us a lot. Okay, in the meantime, wait, why can I not? I don't know why I can't put things in the chat. Okay, I'll find another way to do this. In the meantime, someone is asking why the program is called Global Cafe with a K in cafe. Burak, would you like to answer that one?
Sure. Because it's basically, that's how you write cafe in Turkish. So we just said, okay, why not? Why not differentiate from the English word cafe by changing the C to K? And then I see another question. As youngsters, was there any backlash to your initiative? If so, how did you endure it? I think for us, one of the most difficult parts was that just like starting doing something. So we were like, okay, there are so many things to do. Where are we going to start from? Like, what should we do? Should we organize events, or do we share social media posts, or how? So we kind of follow the systematic approach, also like a business approach. We kind of created this business plan. So we segmented our audience. Okay, who are we trying to reach out to? And then at the moment, we're just sharing. Oh yeah, you might sharing social media posts. So on Instagram, you can find our tips, but soon we'll follow with our platform and more events. Okay.
Perfect. Have fun. And we will see you back in 10-15 minutes. In the meantime, I'll come around and send you the actual cases. I don't know why I can't send them in the actual chat. Have fun. Natalie, is there a way to send attachments in the chat? I'm not.
Yeah, you can send files in the chat.
How do you do that?
I think if you click on chat, there's a little like box, and next to it says file. Are you able to click that, or is it disabled?
I don't see file.
Burak, what about you? Can you see file?
Yeah. Just a second. I'll send it ASAP. Just a second. You may just randomly send it.
Someone just asked where the topics are. Are they on the file that you want to send?
Yeah, they're coming.
Okay. I'll
Yeah,
broadcast
we're
the
gonna go
message.
into. Yes,
I'll
please.
broadcast
We're gonna go
message to
into
say
each
that.
room. Yeah, we're gonna go into each room and send just random ones. It doesn't go through the actual screen. Okay.
Guys, please ensure that if you've been given a breakout room that you join it. If you haven't been given a breakout room, please raise your hand or type that. Let me unlock the chat. Type it in the chat, and that way you'll be able to join the breakout rooms.
I think everyone has been already assigned So if you would have gotten notifications, so please join that assigned breakout room.
If for whatever reason you don't have one, you can't see it, you don't know how to join, just let us know by either putting your hand up or typing in the chat. I've just unlocked it, and we'll be more than happy to help you.
Aima, do you have a question?
Sorry, I was muted. So we went towards the room, but it didn't work out. No one was able, like I was the only one who was able to see the PDF. And then other students were like, well, we weren't able to see it. And then I sent the screenshot and it didn't work yet. And then they said that the time is over and everyone should leave from there.
Yeah, I know the unfortunately technical difficulty, or at least technology was not in our favor. And we are running out of time because you guys have the closing session soon, but we will still discuss them together at least, so you do get something out of it. And then if you guys want to know more, please contact us and we can go actually through the cases with you in person, and maybe it's also a bit nicer, like
and
closer.
Also it happens like some students said that I was the one who was scribbling. I was like, and I was not. I accidentally turned off my camera, so
no worries.
I just wanted to tell you that.
No
Thank
problem.
Yeah, and I think one of the reasons also the file couldn't be opened, it's because some people entered from their mobile phones, mobile devices, and that might be one of the cases. So sorry that the technology failed us on today's workshop, but I hope you'll at least enjoy the content of it. So maybe should we continue?
Yeah, and then the people with questions, please keep them. We will answer them at the end. So let me reshare my screen again. Okay, do you guys see this? Yeah, okay, cool. So, and so unfortunately you couldn't all look at them, but we had one case which was specifically addressing violence against women in Bangladesh. So this program tried to, or really wanted to, educate people. It wanted to make people more aware that they did have, at least the women in Bangladesh did have these rights, do have these possibilities to say no, and they have the possibility to really stand up for what they believe. And for those who did have the case, all three solutions, we asked you, actually for all cases, we asked you to choose between one of those three solutions, but in real life, they actually looked at all three. These programs are real life programs that looked at all of them. So in terms of this program, 15,000 marriages were actually registered, 1,056 community members actually asked for counseling services, 858 family conflicts were resolved, and then over 200 early marriages were stopped. So this is amazing, and this is only in one time frame. And see, like only specifically in one time frame, what difference you can make. You can also educate them so they know this after. But then if you keep going with these programs, it's going to make even bigger of a difference. We have another case.
So the second case study was on the creative industries, the poverty on the creative industries in Peru. So Peru is actually one of the countries in Latin America that shifted from, let's say, underdeveloped to kind of developing position. However, there is still some unfortunate things are going on. One of these are the situations of the indigenous people. So although they are producing so much and they're creating their arts, they're like local arts, creative arts, they are not able to introduce these to the market. Therefore, they cannot actually benefit from the economy. So the provided solution was that the entrepreneurship initiatives for the indigenous people. So they really had an understanding, okay, how can they really contribute to the economy and how they can benefit from the economy. And in the end, three collective brands for the native cotton and honey products in Lambayoque was created, and training of 400 public officials and 435 participants happened. So this also shows us, okay, when you have such a, in business, it's called wicked problem because it is not easy to solve. It includes so many different stakeholders, from government to policymakers, to individuals, to societies. Therefore, you need to consider this multi-sided aspect of these problems.
Yeah, exactly. So for the third case, so this is more about multidisciplinary teams. So in China, I don't know if you guys are aware, but there's quite some environmental degradation happening, and many lands that can be planted cannot anymore because of all the landslides and the chemicals that they've put. And so they need to try, at least there's been lots of restructuring and regeneration programs. So this one, for example, helped 100 family households, 400 technicians. And then the pilot study was done in 13 different sites and in 4 different provinces. So think of this, if then it keeps going and keep growing, then so much more land can actually be regenerated.
Yeah, and the last case was the youth employment in migration in Costa Rica. In Costa Rica, it's unfortunately a very big case, the youth unemployment. And people are having troubles like finding a job, so they have to migrate to the other countries in Latin America. And as a solution, 994 young people advanced their business plan, so setting up their own businesses. Young migrants received monitoring in the regularization of the processes because the procedures in Costa Rica in order to create their own business was so complex, everyone had troubles doing so. In addition to that, young people improved their level of English and further received trainings on the ITs, as well as getting finance contributions from the government. And in total, 6,000 young people benefited from work-oriented and intermediary services. And if you consider the other people they employ in these small businesses of themselves, it contributes to the economy so significantly.
Yeah, exactly. And so for you, like, it wouldn't be a sustainability workshop if you didn't come home with, or at least go home with some tangible solutions. So this is our next part quickly. So what can you do? So yes, you can do something, you can make a difference. And if that is by yourself, or I know it's a summer holiday, you can get a group of friends and you can decide to host a no plastic week, or I know Earth Day was a couple months ago now, but like still you can like have no light hours. So around 8 o'clock, you don't have any lights, you just light some candles, make it romantic, all these small gestures. And also maybe when you guys go back to school, you can also recycle all of your school paper. You can really advocate and create communities for like-minded people who really care about this, and you yourself can make a difference. So we really encourage it. We really encourage you guys to go for it, go follow your passions. And in terms of sustainability, don't ever think that one small action is too little. Do it, it's going to make a difference. Even just using a reusable cup rather than using a plastic cup is already saving over 10 grams of CO2. So that is already quite some impact. So you guys, please do this. And so sorry we had to rush quickly, but we were kind of limited on time and technology was not in our favor. But we really want to thank you for your participation, and we want to ask you if you have any questions. This is in relation to studying abroad or Global Cafe, who is Global Cafe, or also our workshop and things like this. And of course, if you don't want to say it in person or chat in the chat, you can always follow us on Instagram. We answer our DMs. You can let us know what you think. So if there's any questions quickly, if not, I think we can close it.
Yeah, also, maybe if you're interested in, for example, studying in Netherlands, please don't hesitate to reach out to us in any social media, even LinkedIn. We would be happy to help you and guide you if required.
Are there any questions? There were a couple hands up before. I don't know if you still have them.
Unfortunately, we don't have enough time to entertain any questions. So if any participants wants to ask questions, yeah, please scan the QR code and get in touch.
Yeah,
thank you
perfect.
so much, Ms. Lombardo and Mr. Culha,